You all are in for a treat. Allow me to introduce today's speaker. This is someone I have massive respect for. He used to be a senior manager for a Fortune 500 company. Yet, as successful as he has been in our industry as well as corporate America, he remains humble. He has all the facts about our business, Syona. This guy loves to have fun. But what I love most about him, he is here to not only inform us, but he is here to help transform us into the greatest version of ourselves that we can be. Help me welcome founding partner, Mr. Michael Towns.
Allow me to just put my AirPods in. Glad to have you all on today. Apparently, someone invited you because they felt like you could actually benefit from what's taking place, but they also felt like there's something here that certainly may help you. Now, I'm sure whatever you're doing already, I'm sure you're absolutely successful. In fact, you could be just like the guy to the left here of your screen. You move forward to your goals, whatever that is. But the question is, what are you carrying? Now, hopefully, like cancer or diabetes or something like that. But it could be something as simple as competing priorities. Maybe you just need something to give you some more energy. I don't know. Maybe you need to increase your focus or your memory. Whatever it is, we honestly believe that our business, Syona, can actually help you. In fact, that's me, right? And no one knew what I was carrying. See, all they saw was a nice house there. They saw a nice car and wearing the fancy clothes, but no one knew what I was carrying. See, back then, that's quite some time ago, I was actually living in Dallas, Texas. I was a senior manager for a large telecommunications company, and life was going good. But one thing that my mom always told me, she said, son, you always you always need to be rather always be grateful. She said, because you never know, Michael, your life will always be in one of three states. She said, son, you will either be in a storm, coming out of a storm, or on your way into a storm. And I always thought, Mom, you're just a little too deep. What do you mean a storm? Well, the storm definitely came. Let me tell you, one day back in Dallas when I was a senior manager for that big telecom company, I had to lay a guy off. Now, an amazing thing, watch this. I had to lay this guy off. His wife was expecting. She wasn't working. I had to lay that guy out with no severance package. They're expecting a child any day, any day. I had to let this guy go with no severance package. And I remember going to the vice president, whom I reported to, and I said, hey, we just gonna let this guy go? He and his wife are about to have a child any day now. We're gonna let this guy go with no severance package? And I remember that vice president looked at me and said, hey, Michael, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And that's the day I started thinking. In fact, that was the day that I became an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But let me tell you one of the primary reasons I actually joined Sana. In fact, what you see on the screen there, that's our CEO, Mrs. Becky Purcell, and co-founder, Mr. Angel Vera. Mrs. Becky Purcell and Angel Vera, they're more like a tour guide as opposed to a travel agent. You know how travel agents just tell you to go here, go to Dubai, go to Mexico, go all these fancy places that they never been to? Well, the difference in a tour guide, watch this, a tour guide has actually been to the places that they're recommending you to go to. That's what I love about Mrs. Baker Purcell and Angel Vera. See, we used to be in business together. In fact, they were at the top position of that company. And that was one of the primary reasons I felt so comfortable joining Syona. As a matter of fact, we look at all of our founding powers, founding partners rather, we're talking about a super dynamic leadership team. There's over 50 plus years of successful, know what I just said, a successful experience. And in fact, what I love about our owners, they actually see from a distance what a lot of people don't see up close right in front of them. And that's the difference in our CEO, Ms. Becky Purcell, and co-founder, Ms. Angel Vera. As a matter of fact, according to the good book of journal statistics, it says that you are likely to earn somewhere between 10 and 33% of the people's income in which you hang around. Well, if that's true, according to the Journal of Socioeconomics, if we were to hang around founders and CEOs like Mr. Purcell and Mr. Angel Vera, 10% just on the low end, what they've earned, and they've earned tens of millions of dollars. Listen to what I just said, tens of millions. If we earn just 10% of that, do you know that's at least $100,000? What would an additional six-figure income do to you? I don't know if you're approaching retirement, perhaps you have a child that you're about to pay for going to school, whatever it is. What would an extra six-figure income do for you? Well, we'll talk more about that momentarily. But let me mention some of our core values. First of all, the word Syona, it actually means ray of light. And that's exactly what we all want to become. We want to be a ray of light. See, one thing I know for sure, God gave you, He gave me, He gave all of us a purpose. Everyone has a gift. There's something that you bring to the table that I could utilize, and there's definitely something that you bring to the table that we can utilize. That's exactly why we want you to look at the sound of business. In fact, it all starts with holistic wellness. We have some natural products, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. These products came about at the perfect time. I'll speak more about that in a moment. But let me say this, we are 100% unapologetic, unapologetic in terms of having fun. Even though sign is a business, we really look at this as just fun. We're just working together, we're collaborating, we're utilizing each other's gifts just to help everyone succeed. And there's no big I's and little U's. We believe there's equal value. And right now, let me tell you, you caught this at the perfect time because we're right in the middle of expansive growth. As a matter of fact, although Sana is a US based company, we first opened operations over in Mexico. We're currently expanding the US market. That means you may live in California, you may live in Pennsylvania. You can override all of these different geographical markets no matter what part of the country you live in. In fact, we're going to be all across the world. We're talking about Canada, Europe, Asia. We're going to be all across the map, you all. But remember I mentioned I'm going to talk about these products. Even though we are a multi-dimensional type of company, it all begins with physical wellness. We also have mental wellness. And of course, we want you to have financial wellness. And because we're collaborating, because we are dealing with different people, different characters, we want to develop your leadership skills. And let me tell you, we brought a guru. In fact, several U.S. presidents have called in this gentleman to help out with U.S. Congress. In fact, the United Nations, that's right, the United Nations has called this same gentleman to help them to resolve different issues. I'm referring to Mr. John C. Maxwell. That's right, Mr. John C. Maxwell. Certainly, you've likely have heard of him before. Perhaps you've read some of his books. Mr. John C. Maxwell is working with sound as well. And then, of course, we have these products. What I love about our founder and CEO, they have combined the best of nature with the best of science. These products were actually formulated within an FDA laboratory. So this is the good stuff. And then it was brought to a medicinal grade. I could talk forever about the products, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to put on a quick video. The video is only about 2 minutes long. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to take advantage of it. Allow me to just take these AirPods out so you all can hear the video. And I'll be back with you all in just a moment, okay? Stay tuned and we'll be back right after the video.
Syona's products are born from the profound study of the link between brain and gut health, which is the very foundation of our overall well-being. Syona's products also aid in liver function. They boost energy and much, much more. When faced with overwhelming issues like anxiety, depression, digestive issues, or brain fog, it's about addressing the root causes with natural solutions. We've returned to our roots, realizing that our bodies possess the innate ability to heal themselves with the right natural fuel, essentially going back to what our ancestors already knew. Today, whether you're 5 or 95, living on a farm or in a city, Syona brings the benefits of natural medicine directly to you. With its 3 flagship synergistic products, each individually designed to equip your body with the tools it needs to balance and improve your overall health. Drive is a nootropic and prebiotic blend that provides mental acuity and clean energy. This formula stimulates the bacteria that your gut needs, promoting a healthier system from the very beginning of digestion. Say goodbye to bloating and fatigue and hello to a more energetic feel. ProBio is a probiotic powerhouse with a built-in liver and kidney cleanse, restoring internal balance with 15 billion active cultures in 6 probiotic strains. ProBio provides incredible organ and immunity supports. Vital, a nitric oxide booster, enhances the absorption of Drive and ProBio, promoting better circulation of nutrients, blood, and oxygen throughout your body. With no artificial sweeteners and enriched with B3 and B12, Vital supports cognitive function, cardiovascular health, and about every system in your body. Syona, focus on what you do best. We'll do the rest.
Every time I see that video, I get all excited every time I see it. Let me say something to you guys. When you look at these products, again, I mentioned these products were all formulated within an FDA laboratory and then brought to a medicinal grade. The Drive. This is a Drive. You just pour the top of this and you pour it into about 12 ounces of water and you just stir it and you drink it. This is going to increase memory. It's going to help your memory, that is. It's going to help you focus. It's also going to change your mood. It helps to relieve stress and anxiety. Have you just woke up in the morning and you said, I just don't feel like it? Well, guess what? Drive, let's just say it makes you feel like it. And then it actually boosts your immune system. And it's also an antioxidant. So it fights the free radicals or the toxicity that's out there in the air. And then we talk about the probio. Oh my goodness. Probio is so fantastic. You just pull the top off the probio and you pour it in your mouth and it literally dissolves in your mouth. Let me tell you what I love about probio. It's going to help cleanse your liver and and your kidneys, right? So not only cleansing that, but it's also removing bloating. And then it's going to help to balance the brain that's in the gut with the brain that's in the head. Let me ask this question. Have you ever eaten something? I know I have. Have you ever eaten something before, right? You said, oh my goodness, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just going home and going to bed. See, that was that brain that's in the head, connecting with all the things you just ate. But thank goodness for the probio, because what the probio is going to do is going to help cleanse you. But it's not a laxative, so you don't have to worry about taking this and then running to the restroom. And about 4 hours or so later, you're definitely going to eliminate. And then I'll be honest, this is by far my favorite product. Can you all see this? The Vital? Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what Vital does. Vital is a nitric oxide booster. Now, if you don't know what nitric oxide is, let me just tell you. You already have a gas molecule in your body. And what it does is it increases the amount of blood flow and oxygen to every single cell in your body and also every system in your body. What that means is you would take the Vital prior to the drive and you would take it prior to taking a probio, because this is going to help transport the minerals, or should I say the ingredients, from each of these two products, as well as whatever food that you're consuming. It's going to help get those minerals where they need to go in the body. It actually helps with recovery as well. So I don't know if you're a gym rat, you work out, you do a little cardio, strength training. This also aids in recovery as well. And what I love more than anything is that this is almost like, have you been to a doctor before and they put an IV in your arm? Well, Vital sort of works like that. If you've been to the doctor before, they put the IV in your arm and they gave you a little stick, or I guess they call it a shot, right? And then they sent you to whatever pharmacy to pick up whatever prescription you got. Well, this is similar to what's happening with the IV. And the reason they give you the IV first in the doctor's office is because they want whatever those drugs are, whatever that prescription is, they want to get into your bloodstream, into your body fast, as opposed to just taking some prescription you get from the drugstore, because it doesn't get in your body as fast as it does when you receive the shot. That is how Vital works. In fact, these products came about for me at the perfect time. I'm now 59 years old, but I can clearly do things now at 59 that I was not able to do even at 29. Look at this, right? Can you believe that that guy on the far left is the same guy you're looking at right now? It's amazing. But that guy on the left, remember I asked you at the very start of the conference, I said, what are you carrying? See, that guy with his fancy suit over to the far left, he was carrying type 2 diabetes. I was carrying gout as well as high blood pressure. But I actually lost my mom about 5 years ago. When I lost my mom, that was what influenced and inspired me. I said, whoa, I knew I was diabetic and so forth. When I was in a business like this once before, Mr. O'Vera and Mr. Becky Purcell, I was just focused on the compensatory part of the business. I was not paying any attention to what was going on with my health. But when I lost my mom, that's what caused me to relocate from Dallas, Texas to Birmingham, Alabama, because I had to see some things and resolve some things with her estate. But that's when I got totally focused on my health. And these products came about. The company Syona came around with perfect timing. Well, this was certainly God's timing when Syona came about for me. In fact, that picture you see on the right, that picture was just taken a few weeks ago, And it's amazing that I actually transformed my body about 5 years ago when I lost my mom. And at the same time, our founding partner, Mr. Steve Pineda, on the right hand side of your screen, he was transforming his body at the same time. And neither one of us was aware that we had transformed our bodies like this. And we saw each other, I think it was in California. We said, wow, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? And so the Syona prize came about at the right time. So again, I don't know what you may be carrying. It could just be competing priorities. It could just be that you're trying to get a kid into college, or maybe it's just graduating high school. No matter what it is, look at the different ways in which you can partner with Syona and how it can benefit. Now, what's great about each way to join Syona, each way generates what's called passive residual income. That's when you do something one time, but you get paid on it over and over and over again. So let's first talk about e-commerce. Now, I don't know if you already are a business owner. Maybe you may own a beauty salon, or maybe you own a barber shop, or whatever it is, right? What's so great about e-commerce is that you can actually join sign up, and you can actually connect whatever paid for ads you currently have with your existing business. You can connect those ads to a website, or a link, I should call it, that you would get from Syon's marketing department. And you can combine those paid for ads, which you already have, with that link from Syona. And what's so great is that you already have customers. That's what's so powerful about e-commerce. You already have a following. So people already trust you. They're already following you. Now they can just go to your Syona link, and they can purchase the Dry, ProBio, or the Vital. How great is that? But then you may be a professional affiliate. We have doctors involved with Syona. You may own you may be some sort of clinician. You may own some sort of spa. What's great about a professional affiliate is that you get a chance to get discounted bundles. That's right. You get bundles of the Syona products at a discounted price, and then you can actually connect and you get a link from Syona's marketing department, and you can actually market Syona products at a retail price versus a wholesale price. And once again, you already have customers. You're not looking for people. The people already trust you. They can go now to your link. They get the Drive, they get the ProBio or the Vital. But then you may be a social affiliate, right? You may have tens of thousands of people that follow you on Facebook. They follow you on LinkedIn. They follow you on Twitter. They follow you on TikTok. What's so great about being a social affiliate? Once again, you already have people that trust you, people follow you. You can get a link, once again, from our marketing department, and you will earn up 15%. That's right, 15% passive residual income, just as the other two positions. And what's so great is that you can keep doing that. You don't have to come to meetings. In fact, you don't even have to get on Zooms. You just on this right now to just be informed. But what I think, in fact, what I know trumps all of that is the brand affiliate. Because as a brand affiliate, you're building a team. You're collaborating with other people. In fact, the brand affiliate position is the only position that allows you to get people started and sign up by way of e-commerce. You get people involved as a professional affiliate. You can get people involved as a social affiliate, but then you can get other brand affiliates involved as well. They get started for just a one-time cost, either $3.99, $4.99, or $6.99. Okay. And what's so great is that you can still earn income. Not only, watch this, your income not only on what you do, but you earn income on what everyone on your team does. Now, there's about 8 different ways that you can get paid as a brand affiliate, but I'm going to talk about the top 4. The first thing we're going to show you how to do is what we call go for 4. Now, understand this. Our business is more relational than it is transactional. So for your first 4 customers, and we call them a trio pack customer, that includes the Drive, the ProBio, and the Vital. We're going to help you get 4 customers, and you're just gonna ask people that you already have close relationships with, the same people that you would ask to watch your kids, the same people. It could be your sister, it could be your brother, the same people you may ask for a ride. Now, you don't ask anyone to do you a favor. You ask people who you have relationships with. And you'll get 4 brand partner affiliates as well. You're just going to approach people again that you already have relationships with and ask them to take a look at the sign of business. You're one customer or one partner away from being able to achieve something that's very profound. And again, the people who love you, people who know you, people who you have relationships with, they're likely to give it a try just for 30 days. If they want to continue, they can. That's going to level you up to a position called bronze. When you become a bronze, you're going to earn over $800. But we're also going to teach you what's called affiliate marketing. And with the affiliate marketing, or should I call it attraction marketing, we're going to show you a way to attract people to you. You're still going to do work, but you're going to do less work. Okay? That's how you're going to continue to grow your business. And then when you help 4 more people do the same thing, meaning that they got 4 customers and they got 4 brand partner affiliates, you're going to earn well over $3,000. You're going to end up, or should I say, level up to either the silver or gold position. And then we just help 4 more. Help 4 more people to become a bronze. You're going to end up at one of our diamond positions. Listen, you're going to earn well over $13,000. Let me give you a graphical depiction of what I mean. Let's say that's you. I'm not calling you a square, but right now, let's just say that's you. Okay, I was just being silly. To your right, that's your 4 trio pack customers, okay? Then what you see below, those are your 4 brand partner affiliates. Again, they could have gotten started with the 320 starter pack, or many people commonly get started with our 499. That's called the premium starter pack, or the 699. That's called the Pro Pack. Now, the reason people get started with the premium or Pro Pack is so they have more products for themselves to utilize, and they have more samples that they could share with other people. Okay? Either way it goes, when you do that 4x4, you just earn $500. And what's so great about this, every 28 days, you can do that 4x4 again and earn another $500. You didn't do it this month, you can do it next month, or you can do it the next month. You're still going to earn the $400, $500 rather. And then, of course, in just becoming a bronze, you're going to earn $800 plus. And keep in mind, you're going to earn that additional $500 as well as that additional 800 plus dollars every 28 days in which you become a bronze and do the 4x4. I know someone's already wondering, okay, this sounds great. How do I do this? Well, it's as simple as what you see on the screen right now. A, B, and C. As I mentioned earlier, because the business is more relational versus just transactional, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get your first 4 trio pack customers. That could be your sister, that could be your brother, that could be your adult children, that could be people who you have close relationships with. That's who you're gonna get as your first 4 customers. Next, you're going to schedule your home or virtual Zoom. Now, although the Zoom perhaps you're watching right now is on a Monday, you're going to schedule that Zoom. You can schedule it any day you want to do it. You can schedule it on Tuesday, you schedule on Wednesday, and what's so great, you can invite people to join this Zoom. They could join it virtually, and within about 30 minutes, as we're concluding now, they can learn the whole side of business, the products and the compensation part. Okay. So, my suggestion is sometime within the next 72 hours, schedule your virtual Zoom, and that's how you're going to begin to grow your business. And lastly, C, you want to attend the next event. Now, the next event is going to be a large event. That's where you're going to hear from our CEO, Mrs. Becky Purcell. You're going to hear from Mr. Angel Vera, our co-founding. You're also going to hear from other founding partners like myself, the great Mr. Albert Withenshaw. He was actually the first diamond in our side of business. But guess what? You could be the next. So do me a favor. Let us know what your level of interest is. You might be ready to get started, right? You may be saying to yourself, you know what? I was already ready to get started when I joined in. The moment you start talking about having more time and being able to earn income over and over again, I was ready. Do me a favor, let the person know who invites you to join in that your level of interest is definitely a one, and we will get you started tonight. Tonight, let the person know who invites you onto Zoom. And then you might be ready to get started too. You may be a level 2, but you may have some questions. You may be saying to yourself, well, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little older now. I'm kind of slowing down in life. Listen, let me share something with you. Do you know that Henry Ford? Do you know the great Colonel Sanders? Do you know they did not begin creating wealth until they were well into their 40s? So the thing I say is you still have a shot. Or you might be saying, well, this looks good, but I've never done anything like this before. It looks kind of challenging. Well, let me share something with you. It's called lifting weights. You know why people go to the gym and they call it resistance training? They're lifting weight that's a little heavy. Well, what they're doing, they're building muscle. You're doing the same thing. Although this may seem a little bit different than anything you've ever been involved with, you're building your entrepreneur muscles. And then I know someone's already saying, wait a minute, I have a full time job. Clearly, I understand. Let me tell you something. Do you know that your full time job is really just an investment program as you become an entrepreneur? Your full time job is just an investment program, and they're paying you while you build you're a part-time Syona business. And lastly, you may be a 3, and that's fine. You may just want to get started as a customer. Let the person know who invites you on. You want to be a customer. We'll get you set up on as a customer tonight. But the last thing I want to leave you with as we close today, business pays. When I say pays, I'm talking about financially, and I'm talking about from a health perspective. Business pays the people who take action, not the people who just make observations. Remember that. Do me a favor, let the person know who invites you on, whether you're 1 or 2 or 3. We look forward to working with you. God bless you, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.